one of 8 school adjudicators in England, and we're appointed by the Secretary of State. Although we're appointed by the Secretary of State, we are independent of the Secretary of State, so we are completely independent of any organisation. And the idea is that we take cases such as this one, we listen to all the different views, we gather all the evidence, and we make an independent decision without, if you like, fear or favour in relationship to any political party. We get appointed to these cases precisely because we don't know anybody involved in them. And I don't know anybody who's been involved in this particular case at all. I don't know anything about this school, and I don't know anything about the running of Wigan local authority. So that's meant to sort of assure you of my independence in this matter. The decision I make, which I will make within 1 month, can only be overturned through the process which is called judicial review, which means a party taking my decision to the High Court and either establishing that I haven't looked at all the evidence or I haven't, having looked at it, come to, if you like, a reasonable conclusion based on the evidence. So right now, in a sense, the decision-making process absolutely lies with me. So I take full accountability for this decision, which will happen, as I say, within a month. Obviously, I've got to take into account a whole range of evidence, and the council have provided me with a file this big, the school have provided me with a file this big, and I've looked at a whole range of things like what inspectors said about this school and other schools in the area. I've looked at lots of statistics about the people who live in this area. This morning I visited all the schools in the area. I've driven around the area to make sure I kind of understand a bit about it. And this afternoon I met with representatives of the Church of England, the council and all the schools. And this evening, this is a public meeting open to you, for anybody to air their view on this matter. When I'm looking at all the evidence, I don't sort of dream up what I've got to do with it. I have a set list of criteria or things I've got to think about. For example, one will be about standards of education. Another one would be around special education needs. So there are some set headings which I've actually got to think about. And those headings are set out for me. And then I've got to look at the evidence and make judgments against all those different headings. What we're here to do tonight is to consider essentially 2 things, which are what is called linked proposals. One is the council's proposal to cease to maintain, i.e. to close this school with effect on the 31st of August 2012. And then the second thing is the day after that, on the 1st of September 2012, to expand Wesley's school by something like 400, 450, 475 places. It's a big expansion of that particular school. So that's what we're here tonight to hear your comments on. Now, you might want to comment on lots of other things, and that's up to you. I can't stop you commenting on things, but those are the things I'm interested in, hearing what your views on those particular things are. Now, because it's a public meeting, and it's open to everybody, that does mean the media are, if they want to be here, they can be here. But I do think if the media are here, it's important that everybody else in the room knows that. So can I just ask if there is anyone from the media here, from the local press or anything like that? Yes, sorry, which? The Lee Reporter, okay. Welcome. You're very welcome here, but it's important that you all know that there's a journalist from the Lee Reporter here. We've got a man at the back here who would like to film the event. Now, I did explain to him at the beginning, and I'm going to ask him to introduce himself in a moment and why he's doing that, because again, I think it's important you know that. As you know, sometimes there are some very strict laws about taking films of people under 18. and without parental permission. We are in a school, and this is an open public meeting. So I've taken the view that to allow him to do this, he will explain now, for the benefit of all of us, who he is and why you're doing it.
Yeah, well, I'm Stephen Hall. I'm chair of the committee that's been fighting the campaign to save the school, and I'm recording it for a matter of historical record for our town.
So there you are. Now, what I'm going to do in a moment is I'm going to invite the council, because it's their proposal, to present their proposal to you. Well, technically, the council are actually presenting it to me, and you're listening to what they say to me. And then we won't have any questions, we won't have any comments then. I'm then going to ask the school to respond, to present their case. So we'll have those two things to begin with, and then I'm going to open to the floor for comments. Now, the comments are to me. This isn't a chance for everybody to, pile in and take something to task. It's an opportunity for you to make your views known to me. So I will try, as far as possible, when I ask you to speak, look you in the eye, and I'd like you to look me in the eye, so that you're actually presenting your views to me. Now, there's clearly a lot of people here, which is great, but to enable everybody to have their say, I am going to do my best to say I wouldn't want anyone to speak for more than 2 minutes. And that's to try and enable as many people as possible to speak. Now, you may think, if you've got a long speech you want to make, that's really important, and it may be to you, but my job this evening is to try and enable as many people as possible to speak. So I hope you appreciate that I'm going to try and say, okay, you've had your 2 minutes now, we need to have somebody else's turn. When you do make your comments, I don't want you to introduce yourself by your name, but I do think it's important for me and for others in the room to know, in a sense, what your part in this is. So are you a parent of a child here? Are you a parent of a primary child? Are you a member of staff? Are you associated with another school community? Are you from the church? Whatever it is. So I will say, before you make your point, just to say, could you just tell everybody, if you like, who you are? Because that helps people make sense of what you're going to say. The council are going to start off this evening. Remember, making a presentation to me which you're all hearing. Would you like to introduce yourself as well?